And that was Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders railing on the oil industry for the skyrocketing price of fuel. But with a federal gas tax of almost 19 cents a gallon and the average state gas tax at almost 30 cents a gallon, shouldn't it be the government that's sharing the blame? Now, according to AAA, the average price of gas in America is $4.04 per gallon. That's up from $3.71 just last month and almost a full dollar more than just 1 year ago. Joining us now is the author of Big Green Purse, Diane MacEachern, and also the Director of Pricing and Information for OpusNet.com. Ben Brockwell is with us. You know, Diane, one of the things that's frustrating to me is when you look at break down the cost of a gallon of gasoline, 79% is directly related to the crude oil price, the price per barrel of oil. 15% of what we pay is in the form of taxes. Only 4% goes to these evil oil companies. The government does nothing for their money. The oil companies do exploration. They extract the crude. They bring it to refineries. They deliver it to our gas stations. Why is the anger? How have the politicians shifted the anger from them to the oil companies? I find that outrageous.
Well, you know, I don't really think that's the issue. I mean, I think public policy has failed us since 1973. We saw this coming in 1973 with that first oil embargo. Yeah. And really what we should have been doing is figuring out how we can meet our transportation needs with a variety of fuel options and not just sink everything into the oil market. So here we are now, really 25 years, 35 years later, the situation hasn't improved. I don't think anybody should be surprised by the fix that we're in.
I don't think, and you know what the scary thing is that if you look at, you know, the attack today, they tried to put this windfall profit tax on these oil companies here. You know what's amazing to me is that, you know, Jimmy Carter set aside ANWR for the very purpose of exploration. Ronald Reagan first called for it when he was president. Bill Clinton vetoed the bill that would have allowed drilling in ANWR. In '95, we would be getting 1 million barrels a day in America. And now the same people that are beholden to environmental extremists, now they want to blame the oil companies.
Well, you know,
hang on, Diane, this is
Jimmy Carter didn't set apart the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge for oil drilling. He created the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge to protect the last 5% of the coastal plain from oil drilling.
But in part for exploration. But hang on.
The fact of the matter is there is petroleum in the ground that can be accessed if we have the will and the
But as you're pointing out, Diane, there are other ways to do it that would not involve going into the tundra where you don't know what you're going to get.
Well, my point really is that we need to think about transportation and not about oil. As long as we're just focused on oil, we're going to be mired in the Middle East. We're going to be focused on drilling in places where we shouldn't be.
Thank you both very much.